Nyangji chimbo tsodi nyingmi xiang zongni malam chimbo ngab jeta bakar tarang yang tsan doi kerma do domba tukji jang la gu xiang tsar kaara tokar rinchen nyangbu kor yon na kun jonga wache tsarda nyangbu tuanzik biba nan jirba Longchen Rabjam Shabla Sorwa All right, hello everyone. Good morning from Minnesota. I hope you are doing well, and I would like to welcome all of you and thank you for joining this important online teaching. And happy to see all of you and thank you for your support. And I would like to say thank you to the board members for all their help and working for Bodhicitta Sangha. That's that. And then, as you know, traditionally, the Buddha's teaching is practiced into two ways, through study and meditation. So we're going to study and meditate today. And first of all, I want you to remember, as always, three important things here, right? First, how you start your spiritual activities, which is acting with your pure motivation. Then second, how you maintain your activities, which is having a mind free from negative thoughts. And then third, how you finish your activities, which is the dedication. Longchenpa called this three supreme methods. Damba Sum in Tibetan, we say. Damba means supreme, Sum means three supreme. And especially, it's very important to have a pure motivation whenever studying and practicing the Dharma teachings. So please take a moment, if you haven't correct your motivation, now it's a time, correct your motivation here and now. Generate bodhicitta, send good thoughts to all sentient beings, and visualize all sentient beings kind of studying, meditating with us. We're together doing this good activities of Dharma practice. Okay, now today's teaching, I'm going to give you one of the most important teachings from the great master Longchenpa. And many of you know him, of course. He was one of the most important Dzogchen masters in the Nyingma lineage. Rongzhenpa and Longchenpa, we called Ronglong Namni. That is the most important masters, or the holder, founder, whatever you call it, of the Nyingma lineage. So especially Rongzhenpa doesn't have a lot of teachings as Longchenpa does, but Longchenpa as I said, was the one of the holders of the Nyingma lineage. So you have to, if you are a Tibetan Buddhism Nyingma sort of lineage follower or disciple, then you need to understand him, of course. So Longchenpa studied under many different teachers from different monasteries and from different lineage in Tibet. So he is a person who is kind of like interested in everything, and he studied everything, not just only Nyingma teachings. So therefore, he has, like they said, more than 100 teachers. But his main root teacher was called Ringzhen Kumaranja, who was the emanation of Dzogchen master Garab Dorje. Kumaranja gave him all the teachings of Kama, Dharma, all the empowerments and all the Dzogchen teachings. Especially Dzogchen teachings in the heart essence teachings of Bimala Mitra, called Bimanyangtik lineage from Bimala Mitra. In Tibetan, we call it Bimanyangtik. Okay? There are three important Nyingtik teachings. So this is the Rinzin Kumaranja gave all these heart essence teachings of Bimala Mitra. If you studied the Nyingma lineage, then you know who is Bimala Mitra, a very important Dzogchen master. So this lineage called the Bimanyangtik, so Bimanyangtik lineage from Bimala Mitra, and Tibetan we call the Bimanyangtik, and the heart essence teachings of the Dakines called the Khandro Nyangtik from Guru Padma Sambhawa. That's what we call Khandro Nyangtik. And then after that, Longchenpa combined these Dzogchen teachings with his own sort of commentary called Sammo Nyangtik, meaning the profound further essence. That's Sammo Nyangtik means in Tibet, in English. Longchenpa's teaching, the readings are so beautiful and powerful. So this is because they are not just scholarly teachings based on an intellectual understanding, but he composed these teachings from the vast realization of his wisdom mind. So they call these are Tejo teachings. That's why teachings are so profound. And Longchenpa also composed one of the most famous collection of Dzogchen teachings, probably you know, called Nyingtik Yabje, which means 4 branch of heart essence. So the first is secret heart essence of Bimala Mitra, as I said, Bimanyangtik. Then the second is essential heart essence of Guru, called Guru means Lama, so Lama Yangtik. So in Tibetan, there's called Yangtik and Nyangtik, so there are different meanings. And the third is secret heart essence of Dakinis, as I said, Khandro Nyangtik. And the fourth is essential heart essence of the Dakini, Kando Yangtik. So there are two different Kando Nyangtik and Kando Yangtik. Don't forget these four teachings, all these teachings from different. These are, if you ask like somebody who, even though studied monasteries, lamas, monks, nuns, they will not tell you. I mean, they don't know. These are very famous and very important, but people just don't really understand what's different between these things. Kando nyangtik, kando yangtik, bema nyangtik, lama yangtik. So this kind of like same um, meaning, and then also the words are kind of like the pronunciation is kind of almost same in Tibetan, but it's totally different meaning. You have to study these things if you are Nyingma follower, Longchenpa's follower. So these four branches of Dzogchen instructions from Longchenpa are known as the Longchen Nyangtik. Probably you know that, which means heart essence of Longchenpa. So that's they call Longchen Nyangtik, as they are like maybe hundreds of volumes. The Longchen Nyangtik teachings are all because of Longchenpa created and composed all these teachings. So this Dzogchen lineage is currently one of the most famous lineages of Dzogchen, the great perfection, the heart essence of Longchenpa, the Longchen Nyangtik lineage. So Longchenpa composed all these important teachings after he received all the teachings from his root teacher, Rinzin Kumaranza. So then Longchenpa went to what do you call it, to practice at the Gangra Toker in Tibet, in solid retreat for, people say 3 years, I think more than that, but he went there, that place, Gangra Toker. So right now, it's very famous and very secret place because of Longchenpa. I've been there twice. At that time, it's really hard to get there. There's no road. Everything around is kind of there's a small mountain called Gangri-toka, right? Around that mountain is kind of like sand, so it's really hard to walk to get there, but I went there. But these days, I think they create there's road, so I think it's not that difficult to get there if you want to go there. But Longchenpa's time, of course, it's very, solitary retreat for 3 years. So it's very like, there's nothing, nobody lives there that time. And he meditated there with great, of course, diligence and austerity, and going without food. And this place was one of his main residence. That's why they called Longchenpa's place these days. And he wrote so many teachings there in this place. And especially he composed very famous, the teachings called, the 7 Treasuries, right? Tibetan we call Dzot Dun. Dun means 7 and Dzot means treasuries. So 7 treasuries, the 7 volumes. He composed all of these teachings at the Gangra Toker. And then also there are, what do you call it? Ngarso Korsam, the Trilogy of Rest, and Trilogy of Natural Freedom, Ngarso Korsam. around her course. There are so many, so on and so forth, so many teachings he composed at the Kongre Toker. So I think total, like right now, we have about 26 volumes of scriptures. He wrote more than that, but we have lost many of them after he passed away, and all this bad situation happened in Tibet. So we lost lots of important teachings of Longchenpa, include Buddhist philosophy and Dzogchen teachings, mind training teachings, all of that. We have lost so many of them. But right now we have 26 books, or whatever you call it. So he passed away at the age of 56. And it's been 661 or 62 years since he passed away. So that's it. So that is a short introduction of Longchenpa, because my teachers always introduce the author when they teach before the teaching. So that's why, and also if you want to understand more Longchenpa, there's his biographies, different, so many, biographies from different teachers. You can easily, to understand about Longchenpa, and of course he has lots of different activities during his time, and but in short sort of introduction of Longchenpa, probably that's enough. And now that today, the teaching today I'm giving you is also written by Longchenpa, and this instruction is a guidance on the meaning. Tit in Tibetan, tit means like guides, and then ton means meaning. So the instruction, the guidance on the meaning. Text from Longchenpa, Trilogy of Rest, called Ngalso Kolsam. You probably know Ngalso Kolsam, Trilogy of Rest. So there are three important volumes. They are the first, Ngalso Kolsam. The first is Finding Rest and the Nature of Mind. That's one. And then that's what we call Simnyit Ngalso in Tibetan. And then the second is Finding Rest in Meditation, called Samten Ngalso in Tibetan. Samten means meditation. Ngalso means resting, finding rest. And then the third is Finding Rest in Illusion, called Jima Ngalso. Illusion is Jima, and Ngalso again, Finding Rest in Illusion. So for each volume, Longchenpa composed specific guidance instructions, and this is instruction 1, being at ease with illusion, from the third volume in the trilogy, Jima Ngalso, okay? Finding rest in illusion, right? Or being at ease with illusion. So the translators translate two different ways, so whatever you like. One is finding rest in illusion. One is they translated being at ease with illusion. So which is Jima Ngalso. So That is, I'm going to teach today. Not that this is the commentary, right? Commentary of the Find and Rest in an Illusion. So I hope you're going to enjoy it. And after you receive this teaching, I hope you're going to practice it. Okay. That's that. Now the title of this teaching is called a Wish Fulfilling Gem Guidance on the Meaning of Being at Ease with Illusion. A Dzogchen Teaching by Longchen Rabjam. Dzogpa Chimbo Jimangar Suton Tadibjin Norwe. Dzogpa Chimbo means a Dzogchen Teaching, great perfection. Jima means illusion. Ngalso means being at ease. Don Tid, as I said, Don means meaning. Tid means guidance. Yibyin Norb means wish fulfilling. So the title is a wish fulfilling gem, guidance on the meaning of being at ease with illusion, a Dzogchen practice by Longchen Rabjam. So this teaching has 8 chapters, and each chapter, Longchenpa use the 8 sort of analogies or whatever you call it, illusion, you know. For example, all appearances and perceptions are like a dream. Everything is like the reflection of the moon in water, and so on and so forth. So, Longchenpa so the root text of the finding what they call it, being at ease with illusion. This root text has 8 chapters, right? So there's the 8th chapter because he uses this analogies of like, for example, illusion, dream. I will say all of that, but reflection of the moon and the water. So different kind of examples, and he used all that. So there are 8 chapters. So this is the 2nd chapter of I think, the illusion chapter. He wrote it another commentary. So that's what I'm giving you today, not the root text itself. So Longchenpa also gives a series of Dzogchen instructions on how to recognize the mind and how to practice on realization. So it's beautiful and profound teaching. And then after that, Longchenpa also wrote this teaching called Guidance Instructions on the Meaning of Being at Ease with Illusion, as I said, right? Jimangar Sutontet in Tibetan. So, and the purpose of this teaching is Longchenpa introduce us to viewing all appearances, meaning the whole world as a dream or as an illusion. That's the purpose. The purpose given this teaching is like we have to recognize or understand the whole world as a dream, not truly exist, right? So as an illusion. So our thoughts, of course, our thoughts, emotions, all the objects and everything is like illusion. So it means there is nothing to hold onto. So all of our thoughts are created by our dualistic mind, right? So when we are talking about mind, there are 2 states of mind, right? In Tibetan, we call Sim and Rigpa. Difference between these two is Sim refers to our conceptual thinking, right? Which is an incorrect way of perceiving all these appearances, the whole world. On the other hand, the Rigpa in Tibetan, Rigpa means free from fixation. It is a state of natural awareness that is without dualistic thinking. So this can be leading to either enlightenment or samsara. So the teachings of Longchenpa describe reality in two ways, the relative and the ultimate. How things appear and how things truly are. So that means whatever is experienced in the state of sim, mind, or we call it conceptual mind, is always relative truth. But whatever is experienced in the state of Rigpa or non-conceptual mind is always the genuine things as they truly are. So that's why we have two truths, relative truth and ultimate truth. So that's why we have two different kind of like state of mind. Either same lead to the samsara or rigpa leading into the enlightenment. Okay, so if we recognize the same, the nature of mind is the rigpa, then enlightenment is here, right here within us. Now the root text, if you can share the text. Root text begins with homage and also commitment. Okay, two things here. It says, to the Dharma of the victors, that is a stainless illusion, I bow. The meaning of all Dharma is taught to be the very way of illusion, so that this may be put into practice. So I shall write down spoken instructions for my teachers, and this intent of the essential meaning of the sūtras and tantras. Jarchu Trimi Jima Laptati, Chukin Jimmy Cerny Songato, Nyams Lamshir Lama Manga Tandodan Judin Yangbu Gompa. So here Longchenpa makes homage first to the Dharma teachings, that is stainless illusion. It means, the teachings that come from the Buddha are stainless, without any faults, That's why he called stainless, Tema Metpa in Tibetan. So they explained everything. They explained our lives, and that everything is an illusion, because we, incorrect way of perceiving, right? So that's why everything is like illusion. In the sutras and tantras, Longchenpa says here, include his teachers, all say, everything is illusion because we are perceiving all these things in an incorrect way. So through that realization, we'll be able to reach enlightenment. So that's why Longchenpa here says bows. Longchenpa bows to the Buddha Dharma. Okay? Because the Dharma teachings that comes from Buddha is stainless. So therefore, homage to the Buddha Dharma. And then he says the meaning of all phenomena is taught to be the very way of illusion. So this means everything is like an illusion. The Buddha has taught that phenomenal existence, all things in samsara are like an illusion. They appear and yet they do not truly exist. You understand? And the Heart Sutra always talks about these things. And Parajina Paramita, it says, all things in samsara are like illusion. And even nirvana is like an illusion. And if there was anything greater than nirvana, that also would be like an illusion. So that's why Longchenpa composed this teaching based on sutras and tantras, he said, right? So that's why sutras like Pranjana Paramita talks about all these things and illusion things. And also the Demonstra, Dorji Chotpa. It explains that the way we perceive the whole world, everything, is from the conventional perspective. That means whatever is experienced in the state of the conceptual mind is always unreal, not meaning, not the genuine, not free from fixation from the ultimate truth. I'm just quote some of these teachings from sutras because Longchenpa wrote here. What do they call it? Buddha's, the king of Samadhi Sutra. Buddha said something like this. There is a story of a young girl has a dream about her baby. So in her dream, she, she wants a baby. So then in her dream, she has a baby, and then this is in her dream, So she has a baby, and later the baby dies. So you see, she feels joy, very happy at first because she wants baby and she has a baby, right? Then grief because baby dies. This is in her dream, right? So you should understand all phenomena. Longchen, the Buddha said in this sutra, you should understand all phenomena is like that. So our happiness and sufferings are like that dream, like illusion. Basically, ultimately, like she never had a baby. But then, why does she feel joy first and then suffering? Think about that. That's because she didn't recognize that was a dream. That's exactly same. Like so much of our suffering arises from believing in our thoughts and all these perceptions. So all our thoughts, feelings, and sensations are the result of our dualistic mind, ego mind. That's why they are not the genuine, but we don't recognize. We think it is genuine and uh, real. So that's why um, all our what do you call it, suffering, happiness, everything is like that. That's a perfect example that young girl, um, the baby about in her dream. So Longchenpa says right now we have the freedom to choose either the genuine or the unreal, the superficial. And also Muhammad Rinpoche teaches these teachings in his, it's called the Wheel of Analytical Meditation. It's a very important teaching too. Um, and he said, whatever problems there in the world are created by the afflictions in our own minds. We experience them as solid and independent, uh, but they are completely illusory. If we understand everything is like an illusion, then we will be able to eliminate negative emotions. That's the point. But it's really, really difficult. We can understand, like intellectually, oh yeah, everything is like a dream. If you investigate, if you really contemplate on all these appearances and our dualistic mind and how we perceive all these appearances, things like that, you probably understand intellectual level, I understand intellectually, everything is like a dream, is like an illusion, but that doesn't mean that um, I have a realization um, or I'll be able to eliminate all my negative thoughts and emotions. That's why Longchenpa introduced us to the view that everything is an illusion in this teaching. Okay? So when we see, when we hear and smell, whatever, all these things are like an illusion. I mean, you may not like to hear that. We just want everything is like genuine, real happiness and joy and attachment, all that kind of things, desire, all this, right? So we say, oh, everything is illusion. You may not like to hear that. Um, but they're like if you really contemplate, you kind of try to put them into your uh, 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 practice and investigate, and um, what happened in the past, what is happening right now. And if you think about that, then everything is like the reflection of the moon in water, right? That's great example. Think about the reflection on moon in the water. Well, how do you explain that? They're not really there. I mean, the moon is not really there, but it is like there. Like we don't recognize it. We always think that it's, moon is water. Everything is like that. And when you investigate, moon is not there. So we always think that, it's our normal life. And we perceive them as, what do you call it? Very permanent, right? Permanent, solid, separate. Separate means like we are so disconnected from the reality, from the ultimate, the nature. We're separate, we are disconnected. So therefore, we just don't recognize it. Therefore, here Longchenpa introduces us to how we can purify this misperception of reality and how we can wake up to our true nature. So in order to sort of recognize this, our true nature, and in Vajrayana Buddhism, there are many methods for recognizing everything is like an illusion. So Longchenpa wrote this teaching based on the Vajrayana teachings and how to recognize everything is like an illusion. This teaching, remember the title like this said, the Dzogchen practice by Longchenpa. So today I'm giving you this teaching, not the Dzogchen way to explain everything, because there are lots of people here. So in order to receive the Dzogchen teaching, you need to create a good foundation, solid foundation. So you may not have that yet. So therefore, I'm very uncomfortable to giving you the Dzogchen teaching, this teaching, the way explain Dzogchen teaching, the way like nature of everything, nature of mind. But I'm just going to give you this teaching exactly like everything is like an illusion. If you recognize that and meditate on that, it will help you to reduce at least your negative thoughts and unhappiness and suffering and etc. etc. So Longchenpa said, I shall write down spoken instructions from my teachers and this intent of the essential meaning of the sutras and tantras. So this is, here he makes his commitment, right? Before he composed this important teaching. That's not like only Longchenpa. We always, like whatever we do, when we go on a retreat or short meditation or daily activities, whatever, we have to make a commitment before we act. That's very important. So his commitment is, I'm going to write this commentary based on the sutras and tantras teachings, and then also from his root teachers the instructions. So he will explain this teaching in accordance with the teachings of Buddha and basically instruction from his root teachers. And the essential meaning of the sutras and tantras, it says that here. Okay, so that's that. That's very easy to understand. I'm not going to explain all of that. So the next Longchenpa explains how we should start this practice, okay? That is, it says here, first go solely for refuge and generate bodhicitta. That's not unusual, you know, this is very normal way to practice, right? How to start your practice. How we practice. So whenever we start our meditation session, first we take refuge, right? Which is the why we take refuge. The first, which is it's the foundation, right? Foundation of all Buddhist path. You all know that. Because the reason for taking refuge in the three jewels is because only the Buddha has taught how to achieve liberation, enlightenment. As you know, taking refuge means relying on the three jewels to guide us towards a beneficial direction in our lives. In order to take refuge, you have to believe in the Buddha Dharma, because the belief allows the blessings to enter into your mind. That's why when you start, right before your meditation, first thing you need to do is take refuge. When your mind is free from doubt, hesitation about Buddha Dharma, then whatever you wish can be achieved. So therefore, as I always say, the essence of refuge practice is faith and devotion. You know that with faith comes devotion. So we need faith and devotion in order to take our practice seriously. It's not good if a Buddhist practitioners believes in the three jewels, but that belief is based on ignorance, what we call blind faith, right? Which means without understanding the teachings of the Buddha. So it is important to study the teachings of Buddha. Once you understand the teachings, Buddha's teachings, you will see his three qualities: his knowledge, his love, his capacity. I'm talking about Buddha. Because when you start, you take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So when you understand who is Buddha, then you can see these three qualities. So then his teachings are beneficial for everyone. Therefore, if you want to take Buddhism as your path, then you have to take this, have to make this commitment. Patrul says that without refuge, there are no vows. Without the vows, there is no commitment. Without the commitment, there's no discipline. Without the discipline, you cannot achieve any of these teachings on the path. So commitment, basically, I always say you have to make commitment, because commitment helps your discipline. For Buddhist practitioner, discipline is so important. Without discipline, you just become a Buddhist, you practice Buddha Dharma, and then your action, your activities, everything is like a worldly person, like, ordinary person, then you cannot achieve anything because there's no discipline. Discipline, body, speech, and mind. So therefore, the refuge helps that, right? Taking refuge in itself in a serious commitment. And you make a commitment to Buddhism in order to develop your own spiritual path. So you enter the path for both your own self-development, and at the same time, you learn how to you develop, right, how to help others. So the Buddha taught that our mind is basically pure, right? Whatever confusion and negative emotions, thoughts we have right now can be changed, can be removed through the discipline, so that we no longer need to feel confused and the Dharma, the teaching, is how to achieve that goal. So when we go for refuge, we follow the different sort of Buddhist methods for dealing with all the problems in our lives. So if you are a Buddhist, then whenever you start to practice, you need to go for refuge in the Buddha Dharma, whether you recite the refuge prayer or with your visualization or with your commitment, okay? After that, then we need to generate bodhicitta. That's the second stage. Bodhicitta, the heart practice. Lama Tsongkhapa says that bodhicitta is the treasure, bring infinite merit. By understanding this, you should keep bodhicitta as your heart practice, the essence. So Lama Tsongkhapa also said that I'm requesting all of you, the Buddhist practitioners, all of you means Buddhist practitioners. Buddhist practitioner means the seeker of enlightenment, liberation. If you are, then Tsongkhapa said, never forget bodhicitta. Because without bodhicitta, there is no success in our practice at all. Because with the selfish attitude, which is the opposite of bodhicitta, not even one section of meditation is done purely and correctly. And then all obstacles come from a selfish attitude. So without bodhicitta, all our actions become not beneficial. So therefore, bodhicitta important. Without taking refuge, we have um, um, we have not we don't have commitment and then no discipline. So therefore here Longchenpa says these two foundations, if you understand these two, then it really makes sense. Oh, this is the first refuge, first step, and then second is bodhicitta. Cannot be absent for our spiritual development. And with these two great foundations, then we will find the courage and determination to continue working towards our goal of enlightenment. All sentient beings include ourselves. So that's why we call them the two foundations. Okay, take refuge in bodhicitta. Whenever you start to meditate, doesn't matter how long, even 1 minute or 1 hour, we need to start with these two foundations. Never forget that, okay? Then after that, Longchenpa says, Tongpa ni jingang li jevara nirda pamitang do tsawa lama la jebe lama yedam khandwa dang jipa temban tar sanji dang hyang chip senkwi korvar samdes. So in English, from the ongoing experience of emptiness, imagine Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in a circle who ultimately dissolve along with teachers of the lineage, deities, and dakinis into your root teacher who sits upon the sun and moon stake on a lotus flower on your crown. Okay. Now here you need to think and meditate on emptiness. So you should rest, right? You should rest in a state of meditation. So what do you call it? Meditative evenness, right? And you should understand all phenomena appears in different ways, but in reality, they never exist as they appear, right? So you sort of, okay, this is how it works. When you meditate, you take the refuge in bodhicitta as foundation, and then you just relax a little bit there, and then investigate, like contemplate all these appearances. How do they appear? How they exist? Then you will understand they never exist as they appear. So that means they're without real existence. They appear just like the vision of a dream that young girl about the boy. And then you should meditate on that for a while. And then this root text says here, right? Says, from the ongoing experience of emptiness, right? That's how you do it first. Then you have this ongoing experience. Oh, everything is appear, but they're not truly there, you know? In reality, they never exist as they appear. So you have that kind of experience in your mind, not just intellectually, but you experience, you understand deeply, you understand that. That what the Longchenpa means here, like ongoing experience of emptiness, okay? And then from that state of emptiness, then you visualize, okay, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, it says here, Longchenpa, right? All the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the great masters in your lineage. So this helps also like ongoing experience of emptiness. That's very important point here. If you don't have ongoing experience of emptiness, then everything you see, you hear, everything you think there exist, they're there. You don't see they are like an illusion, or so therefore this ongoing experience of emptiness, based on that experience, then all your visualizations like Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, great masters, you visualize that, but also they're like a illusion, they're like a dream that helps. That ongoing experience, from that emptiness you visualize all these Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, but they are also same thing, not like truly there. Okay, so you visualize everything like that, uh, which means everything appears from this emptiness. So then you visualize all of them either on top of your crown or in the sky, just right there, um, just in front of you. And it's very important, seeing all of them as a dream, as you do in your refuge practice, right? And um, take them as a witness of your meditation. And then what Longchenpa says here is, you imagine that all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the lineage, teachers of all lineage, dissolve into your own teacher, and you visualize him or her sitting above the crown of your head, or in front of you, doesn't matter. The reason why you need to do this meditation practice, or the benefit of this is kind of like Guru Yoga meditation, right? Is for receiving their blessing and your realization. Your realization is right now, everything is like appears from this emptiness. Everything appears like the moon reflect on the water. So that's the realization. And if you are a good Buddhist practitioner, you truly believe that Buddha Dharma, so then there is a blessing. So that's why you visualize all the Buddhas, that things, and then they all not truly exist, right? But they also then dissolve into, you make your meditation kind of simple, then they all dissolve into your teacher, you visualize your teacher like him or her, then right there. After that visualization, then Longchenpa says here, Yijin chopa tong, tot pa tong, dikpa hiak pa tong, jiman jungwi sorwa tapi jila, Florence tamchi jimaram yin de shamji, somber samla, tamarji hiendo, kajik jame pinga tenye tong after this. So, in English here, mentally, so we already have that. So mentally, now you visualize all that things, right? Now the next what you need to do is mentally make offerings, praise, and confess your faults. And after that, make the aspiration to train in illusion. As you imagine being fully absorbed in the illusory nature of all that appears and exists, remain inseparable from that very reality, the ongoing experience that has no ordinary conceptual fixations, not even for an instant. Okay, that's the second thing you need to do. So here you say, confess prayer. So you visualize all the Buddha's bodhisattvas, they dissolve into your teacher, and then you have that. And then now in front of that, you say the confess prayer, right? I have that prayer here. I mean, it's very common, you all know. So in the Guru, Yedam deity, Dakinis, right? And the Buddha Dharma Sangha, with respect, I take refuge. I make outer, inner, secret offerings. I pay homage to the Buddhas who turned the wheel of Dharma and liberated sentient beings from samsara. I confess my evil deeds and obscurations of my body, speech, and mind. That's the confess prayer. So you say that, I mean, not only confess prayer, but that also there you offer outer, inner, secret offerings. Then you pay homage. Then you respect the teachings, because liberate these teachings, liberate all sentient beings who follow the teachings from samsara. So you say that. So that's why here Longchenpa says, mentally make offerings, praise, and confess your faults. That's very important essence, right? Mentally make offerings, praise, and confess your fault. Or you can recite, usually like when you practice Guru Yoga, there is the 7 branch offerings, right? You all know that. So 7 branch offerings, you say this 3 times. There are for your offerings, for your confess, your fault. The 7 branch includes all of that. So you can say the prayer or you can visualize, doesn't matter. So as long as you remember, as long as you visualize all these things, then prayer, say the prayer or not, it doesn't matter, because prayer is for visualization, a reminder. So you mentally make offerings, praise, and confess your faults, something like that. That's what Longchenpa said. Also, Longchenpa says after that here, make the aspiration to train in illusion. So there is, Longchenpa wrote a beautiful and important sort of aspiration specifically for this practice in his commentary. It's called the Chariot of Excellence. a commentary on Find and Rest in Illusion. You can read that commentary and you can find this prayer. I will read for you, okay? That's what the Longchenpa says here in this text. After that, make the aspiration to train in illusion. Aspiration, remember, means molam. Molam means you pray, right? This prayer. So this is a specific prayer for illusion, so you can say like illusion, um, training, train in illusion prayer, something like that. He wrote this in his commentary. It says, bless me with success in seeing everything as dreams. Bless me that I understand that all is but illusion. Bless me that I see the hollowness, means tongba, means like empty, or false empty, the appearances. And then he said, bless me that my clinging to a self disintegrates. So this is in Tibetan, Mulam Jongor Shinjilo, Jima Tokper Shinjilo, Trono Tongor Shinjilo, Danzin Shikper Shinjilo, 4 lines. This prayer, I always say this prayer is beautiful in Tibetan. English is, you understand a little bit, but there's unfortunately like as soon as you translate this into English, then this beautiful sort of like the what do you call it, poem, right? Poem, right? This is nice. So that there's no longer like there's no way to no matter how good the translator is, it's just there's no way to translate exactly like that. But this is still the essence is once you as long as you understand the meaning, that is very good. So either you say this prayer or you can say the seven branch offering prayer, doesn't matter. So you do that. So after that, after reciting either this is called the training in illusion prayer. That's exactly what the name, training in illusion prayer from Longchenpa, right? And then you imagine that everything dissolves into yourself. And then everything dissolves into light. And the light dissolves into the heart of your teacher. And then teacher also dissolves light and then sort of mingle with empty space itself, which is the Dharmakaya sort of teacher. So that's how you meditate. So you should recognize that empty luminosity that pervades the whole of space. So if you received the Dzogchen teachings, the pointing out instructions on the nature mind, the Dzogchen teaching, you should meditate on it. This is basically the main thing, the main meditation here. So you have to recognize nature mind and you meditate on it without your ordinary conceptual thoughts and fixations, emotions. If you don't have the pointing out instruction on the nature mind, the Dzogchen teaching, then you should right here, everything's the same, but at this point, then you just relax here without thinking anything. Observe your awareness. Everybody can do that. So then try to rest that meditation without any thoughts whatsoever. Okay? That's how you practice. That's the instruction. This is a teaching, but basically I'm giving you like how to practice, how to put this teaching into your meditation. So far, that's exactly what Longchenpa explains here. So that's that. Now, from the very beginning of this teaching until here, Longchenpa called the preliminary part of the practice. Okay, and then from here he starts the main practice of this practice. Okay, which is essential. Remember, essential guidance on the meaning of being at ease with illusion. That is the main the main part of this practice. Okay, but so far we from the very beginning of this teaching until here, Longchenpa called this is preliminary part of the meditation, the part of the practice. So you should know that. And then after this, the essential guidance on the meaning. But I'm going to stop here. And after our meditation, we should meditate here. Then after meditation, I will teach you the main part of the teaching. The thing is, please don't forget these instructions if you want to practice this teaching. Because sometimes people read the teachings, but they really don't know how to summarize and how to put that into the essence of the teaching, put into meditation. That's why I'm here. I have lots of experience of this teaching. So just to giving you and helping you, if you want, practice this teaching, then you have to sort of understand the essence of the teachings, the summary of the teachings, so that not complicated, so you can make your meditation very simple, but very profound way, using this sort of generation, the lineage from Longchenpa. You know, Longchenpa's, remember, the Bamanyangtik basically comes from the Bamanyangtik, the Bamalamutra, the, 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 the essence of Dzogchen practice. So there is a blessing all the way until now. So therefore, if you want to practice, don't forget these instructions. That's that. Now meditation for a few minutes. Nothing different, same thing. We should meditate this preliminary thing. So that means we are not going to say recite the prayer of the refuge and bodhicitta, but we visualize that, right? And then after that, you visualize same thing, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and great master in your lineage. You visualize all of them in the sky in the front of you. And remember, seeing all of them is a dream, right? I usually there are two ways you can sit them, put them, visualize the Buddha's Bodhisattva, either you're above your crown, your head, or in front of you in the sky. But I like the visualize them sort of in front of me, a little bit higher, of course, in the sky, so that I can sort of when I after the visualization, you mentally, Longchenpa says, make offerings and you confess your faults and the evil deeds, your negative actions, all this, right? Um, and then also like when, in order to do that, you recite this supplication, the aspiration prayer, the Longchenpa called aspiration to what they call it, train an illusion, something like that. So it's like me, like when I visualize them in the sky in front of me, it's kind of more comfortable than just to visualize above on my crown. So, but whatever you like, that doesn't matter. Both are correct. So So as I said today, like so you do that, visualize all of that, and then we don't have to recite it today, but in your meditation in everyday life, you can recite as I said, 7 branch offering prayer, or the Longchenpa's prayer that remember I have here. Bless me with success in seeing everything as dream. So I'm reciting this for you now, for us, for our meditation now, okay? So bless me with success in seeing everything as a dream. Bless me that I understand that all is but illusion. Bless me that I see the hollowness of false appearance. Bless me that my clean into a self disintegrates. So you recite this prayer 3 times usually. And then after that, so easy, right? Then you imagine everything dissolves into basically the lineage, and then everything dissolve into oh no, that's different. No, this time then everything dissolve into yourself, right? Yourself, your mind, right? Then everything dissolve into the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and they are dissolved into lights, and then become sort of empty space. But you don't have to do all of that. If sometimes I just everything dissolves into each other, and then become a sort of this emptiness, the space. There's nothing like hold on, So you release all your thoughts and emotions, and everything disappeared because everything become empty. That's the Longchenpa called ongoing experience of emptiness. Okay? So then you just rest there without any thoughts. That's very important. Okay? It doesn't matter you recognize your nature mind or not. The main thing is, well, while you are meditating like this, it's very important without any thoughts. But we cannot do that because our mind is just like, all over, right? So if that's the case, do not worry, do not think that, oh my God, my mind is just all over. I can't meditate. Don't think that. Then you just kind of like giving up, right? So then just don't worry, but don't follow, try not follow your thoughts, whatever, and then just try to relax and then breathe slowly and gently. Okay, so do that for, okay, we have 3 minutes. So this is preliminary practice meditation, okay? So let's do that for 5 minutes.